Now, here's a campaign idea that I believe none of us has played yet, so I rushed over to give it to you. With this one, each player will be able to design a setting essentially of their own. A whole planet, maybe a whole world in total, whole dimension of existence, if need be, whole plane. But one planet is enough for this idea to work. Each player will design their own, but tell them ahead of time what the goal is. The goal is to have at the end highly wondrous and powerful elemental guardians of sorts. Each from their own planet, the topmost in their own ecosystem. Say Druid has a planet of wonderful nature and animals, monsters, everything, and they can have 1,000-page backstory of how this all fits in and what they know and what they have seen and what they have done. And mind you, this is when you want to start with a bit of a higher level campaign and immediately explore those high level situations and builds and powers and so on. And by the way, D&D isn't as bad as people say at high level, as long as you actually plan for it and are not afraid to combo and get your hands dirty yourself against your players, as long as you're willing to also occasionally throw them a bone if they get stuck. So, Druid has his or her own planet, and then a rogue can have some sort of shadow and darkness scape of lurking undead, and this rogue is good actually against undead and so on and so forth. And everybody actually gets to design their own planet, or whole world, as I said. And they have lots of resources, powers, investment in this. They can even have some contacts and friends and companions that they can call up in a situation or two. But essentially, though, at the beginning of the campaign, it's several of them getting summoned in front of some cosmic being to get sent on a wonderful and epic odyssey of a campaign that needs such beings as a group to cooperate even though they never met before. And here's a reason to meet outside of a tavern for once as well. And the wonderful thing becomes all the interplay between them as they immediately meet, and they need to combine their personalities, resources, tell each other about each other. And since each player worked on their own, on the setting from which they come from, they have plenty to share, plenty to talk about, plenty to exchange. Now, DM might have helped them and checked up on them as they went along here and there during the making of that background, but they did not necessarily communicate about it between each other. Now, depending, you can tell them to indeed do as such and not share until the time, or if you worry that they would need more resources or miss out, you can instruct them to help each other as well and discuss between themselves how great their backgrounds and ideas are, so that nobody feels that they have underdone it when compared to everybody else. Not that the DM can't check this by themselves. So, as such, you get incredible backgrounds and potentially campaign, which now needs much more planning, but the beginning is all there. So, adventurer, if you thought this was unique, maybe you can spare me a click, and I could see you here next, and perhaps even every week, because I have more such content for you. I'm M, and welcome to the DM table. Hope to see you next time. Bye.